Χαίρετε. Hello. Welcome. Vasilis and Laura. Welcome. This is such English, right? We should speak in English. Although I've heard that you have a special guest here.
I do.
And we need to speak a little bit in Greek.
Yes.
It's a favor, please.
So apologies to the foreign speakers, though I'm sure you'll be okay with it because there's clearly a majority of Greeks. So I'll switch to Greek for like 1 minute and then we'll go back to English. So καταρχήν ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ που με δέχεστε πίσω. Ενώ μένω στο Λονδίνο και δουλεύω στην OpenAI, μια δουλειά την οποία λατρεύω, πρέπει να πω ότι έχω μεγαλώσει στην Αθήνα και σήμερα είναι εδώ ο παππούς μου, ο οποίος είναι 102 χρονών. Και ενώ είναι πολύ μεγάλη μου η τιμή το ότι είμαι εδώ, είναι ακόμα μεγαλύτερη η τιμή το ότι είναι ο παππούς μου εδώ πέρα. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ, παππού, που ήρθες εδώ. Now we can go back to English. Thank you.
Πώς νιώθετε για το AI wave, το οποίο... Wonderful. We have our first mentor for the program.
So for the English speakers, I was saying my 102-year-old grandfather's here, and it's the first time he's seeing me do any public speaking, so thank you.
Wonderful. So this is exciting. I mean, this is a wonderful summit. We've been supporters. I'm Panagiotis Karampinis. I'm the managing director of Endeavor Greece. Endeavor is a global non-profit organization that supports high-impact entrepreneurs scale up and achieve world-class success stories. And we do this across the world in 50 markets. We believe that there's, every secondary market, every market actually in the world can create such great success stories that we can see these markets being transformed and become hubs, productive hubs and world-class hubs. We've been operating in Greece since 2012, and we've seen a lot of, the big success stories that Greece has put out, a lot of the diaspora Greeks that are pushing the boundaries all over the world right now, and especially in AI, right? So,
I'm part of the Greek diaspora.
Yeah, exactly. So that's also wonderful. And a few months ago, we got together, Laura and Vasilis and Endeavor. We work very closely. We've been trying to think of ideas and things that we can do for the Greek ecosystem, right? One of the major things that we see right now in the Greek ecosystem, apart from amazing events like GenAI and our own Athens Innovation Summit, and a lot of the things that we do, is that we see a slowdown in startup generation, right? I mean, we see a slowdown in new ideas, new startups, and new success stories that are coming out of Greece. There's a lot of reasons behind that, right? But a major one is that we're losing connection with the Greek education system. The researchers in Greece are not becoming entrepreneurs. And now with AI, this is all, changing completely. We can now support entrepreneurs and young aspiring entrepreneurs to, quickly catch up. So we were discussing and we thought, why don't we create a program? We have Laura here, which is our national access to OpenAI, right? Laura has been working with OpenAI for years. She's very, senior. She knows everyone. She knows Sam personally. Why don't we? And Vasilis, of course, I'm inspired by his story because he's an advisor to the Prime Minister, and I've been to Maximu, and I'm working with the Prime Minister very closely. I think that you are the youngest person in Maximu right now, right? Ever. So we leveraged two amazing resources, and we came up with this OpenAI for Greece program, which is a part of it is focused on education, and a second part of it is focused on entrepreneurship, right? So,
if I may, can you actually introduce yourself and what you do for the people who don't know?
Yes, thank you for the introduction, Panagiotis. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. Amazing energy at the GenAI Summit and amazing energy in this room. It's so great when you're speaking in front of builders because you don't have to convince them of anything. It's like preaching to the choir. So despite being in government, I do feel at home. My name is Vasilis Koutsoumbas. I serve as a digital policy and AI advisor to the Greek Prime Minister. And I'm not going to give you the whole government spiel of what I'm doing. What I'm going to say is that for the past 1 year, we're trying to build G2F and G2D relationships. What does that mean? It means government to founders and government to developers. No one in the middle, no intermediaries, directly with the community that is producing value. It's adding value to the country, and we want to bring closer, both to government, but to the country as well, and show you that we are trying to do a few things. We want to help to do a few more, and we also want your compassion and your understanding when we're not getting all the things that you guys are building. Now, I want to give a brief overview of OpenAI for Greece and set the scene for the discussion. Currently, we have 800 startups operating in Greece. Last year, Greek founders globally raised $1.3 billion. In 2024, 555 million were invested in 90 Greek startups. 340 million were raised in debt and equity. We had 12 exits, we have 3 unicorns, and things are going pretty good. I want to thank Panagiotis for all those stats, by the way, which I memorized. But my point is that...
You're thanking ChatGPT for it?
I'm using ChatGPT all the time.
But the point is that we've done a few things for the past 5 years, and we are here to see how we can do even more. I do think the government has been very innovation friendly, but for the next for the next few years of our preview, we're trying to see how we can get closer to the startup community. That program was one of those ideas. We wanted to reach out to the startup community and say that we as a government, partnering with the private sector and Endeavor, are creating this platform so Greek founders, early stage founders, can showcase their work, can get access to the best technology out there, and to a network of people that can help them grow their business. And the amount of interest we saw is unprecedented. And should I
yes, we have
the number?
We have some stats here.
We have some stats. I think it's more than 250 Greek founders who have applied to the Greek AI OpenAI Accelerator. Yeah. And we're yes, please. Now, these are Greek founders based in Athens. These are Greek founders from abroad. These are Greek founders who want to come back. And as a government, we want to do 2 things, and then I'll pass it on to you. The first one is show that there can be building mentality in government as well. And I do think we've tried to show that over the past few years, but what I do want to say is that the more we interact with you, the better we become as well. The more you build, the more we are encouraged to build as well. And what I always say when I speak with startup founders is, please extend an olive branch to your government officials. They're not going anywhere. They will be there. Take the time to explain to them what you're doing, how you're doing it, and convince them, get them on board. That is the one thing we're trying to do. Now, the second thing we're trying to do is again, reach out to the community and make sure we identify those talents that can share those unique Greek stories of success and put them on a pedestal. Generate our own national Greek champions and help them scale as much as possible. Now, obviously, the government in this endeavor, pun intended, is not a seed funder, is a strategic partner showcasing the platform. But we wanted to show that government can be there through the earliest stages of innovation, not just to create bureaucratic impediments, but provide that opportunity. And I believe that's what we're doing.
Wonderful.
Thank you. And why don't you tell us what Endeavor does?
Of course. And then I'd love to say the stats that we've seen through the application process. The application process is closed, right? So the idea was to set up a program where Greek founders can apply. They would get support from OpenAI. They would get support from Endeavor, support from the Greek government in order to spur entrepreneurial mindset, and more startups in the Greek ecosystem. Endeavor will add the access to the global ecosystems, right? We are an organization that's based in 50 markets. We've been supporting high impact entrepreneurs since 1997. We've supported over 2,500 companies so far. We have a fund that it's 1 billion in assets under management. We co-invest alongside the world-class investors like Sequoia and Index and Atomico, and we are part of the story, the success story that our portfolio companies create. So what can we do for these companies? We can give them access to the global markets. We can help them find customers, clients. We can help them find mentors, right? And scale their companies, answer to dilemmas and take risks faster and bigger, than anyone else. And we've been doing this for years. Before going to you, and would love to understand how OpenAI can support here, right? The premise again is that AI will accelerate entrepreneurship, right? We believe that, right? And I hope that.
Oh, I'm with you.
Absolutely. And we spent the morning today with Arthur from Mistral, and there's a lot of, and I know that he's
a friend.
He's a friend. He should be. I mean,
We
everyone's.
all are. It's a good industry. We're all close and friendly.
Exactly right. And the more we talk with people like Sam Altman and Arthur Mesk, right, that we understand that entrepreneurship is going to flourish. We're going to see a tsunami of new entrepreneurs, right, of new builders, of new creativity because of AI, right? And we need your support. We need the expertise of the frontier developers to make sure that we make the most out of it, right? So I'll say a few of the stats because it's really impressive. 250 applications, right? Out of those, 10% came from outside Greece. Right? So Greeks abroad applied for a program, an accelerator that's based in Greece. This is inspiring. 15% is out of Athens, right? I think this is something that we can see higher in the next iterations, perhaps. 20% of the applications are a single founder company, so early stage, perhaps just an idea or whatever, right? But then we targeted and purposely targeted this program for later stage and more established companies because I think that this is something that they will also, take out of. 35% are pre-seed, 22% are seed, and 10% of the applicants are Series A and Series B rounds, which is really late stage. How do you envision, Laura? This is, you are the expert. You are the, our savior. How do you think that, OpenAI can help young entrepreneurs in Greece right now?
Okay. Hi, I'm Laura Modiano. Nice to meet you. I lead startups in EMEA for OpenAI, so Europe, Middle East, and Africa, and I do 3 things. One is I work with VCs, so investors. The second thing is I work with founders, so people who start the companies and entrepreneurs. And the third is with the broader developer community, whether they're still in university, sometimes even in high school, going to hackathons, people who are looking to work in startups, people who are in larger enterprises, who are thinking about becoming founders, etc. And the one thing that I'd say, accelerator or not, so more broadly for my role, is that there has never, ever been a better time to start a company than today with AI. And we see OpenAI as a very essential and core part of that for a number of reasons. One, it is the lowest risk time to ever start a startup because we as a company are continuously launching new models, new capabilities, new features. So we're making it possible to solve problems, sometimes new problems, and sometimes, and very frequently actually, problems that we've seen multiple times before that SaaS tried to solve, but you can do a much better job with AI. So a much better solution to long-standing problems, whether it is in tech for tech, or tech for enterprise, or tech for stuff that hasn't necessarily been seen by tech until now. Construction, food, industry, safety, and everything in between. Like some of the most exciting use cases are training for people who are working with hard machinery and others who really need the protection and everyday security that they're going to keep their jobs and they're doing it safely without injuries. And AI can actually do a lot of training for that, which SaaS couldn't. So we're creating a lot of value in the economy and a lot of job security and a lot of opportunity for everyone, no matter what it is that they do, because startups like you are actually seeing problems in society and saying we can solve it. So that's the first thing. Models are getting better. The second thing is, as we continuously launch features, we're also decreasing the price of the models. So if you look at the prices of LLMs a couple of years ago to now, there's been I think, almost 100-fold decrease of what the prices of the models are. So now it is faster. So you go from idea to prototype to launch in a record time. So what would take you 6 months can now take 6 weeks. And you can do it at a much lower cost. So the risk of starting is a lot lower. So if you're thinking, should I go into a startup, join an accelerator, or go into a job secure opportunity, well, maybe if you have 3 months to explore at a much lower cost and with the support of great people like Endeavor, then you can. And accessibility to entrepreneurship is extremely important. And the third thing is that now the bar for where to start has lowered. Because yes, we have our own models, but also there's a big application layer on top that makes everyone more capable with technology. So whether you're using vibe coding tools like Cursor or Lovable, where the bar to entry is super low, it means that you can test ideas very quickly. You also have the ability to testing with your audience. So you can continuously say, I have what I'm doing, I understand the problem, but I can pivot, I can change, I can go left or right. I can decide to test things with like 5 core customers and very quickly get a yes, no that tells you left, right every single day. And we're working with the teams on that. Lastly, which is not part of my 3, but the most important advice I can give to everyone is that we, as OpenAI, are here to listen to you. So my job is not to represent OpenAI. My job is to represent your voice back to OpenAI. So for every single thing that you do when you use our models, you can tell us, this is working, double down. This is not working, fix it. This doesn't exist, and I need it to exist so that I can solve this use case. Please build it. And how we develop models at OpenAI is because of what founders, especially at the startup level, are asking for, so that we can put it on the roadmap. And the more you tell us, the more your voice is heard, and every single one of you has a voice. You don't have to be a whatever. Every single developer has a voice. That's why I go to hackathons and other events. That's how we prioritize what it is that we build. So coming back to the hackathon, first of all, thank you, Endeavor, and thank you to the government, Vasilis, for putting this initiative. As I said in the beginning, I am from here. I grew up here. I wish that I had all the opportunities in the world here when I was a kid, but I was dreaming big. And in my view, success is for any kid that grows up in Greece to feel like they can dream big and they can have every level of success in technology, in entrepreneurship, at the biggest stage, right from home, from Greece, because we want to be supporting you and we want you to build from Greece. So for me, that is the level of success and ambition that we have. And it is possible because the government is putting initiative, investment, time and effort to put in that infrastructure locally in partnership with us, and because Endeavor is putting in money, support, infrastructure, advisors, mentors, and has brought us in to deliver this program together. So again, thank you to both of you for that.
Absolutely. And I mean, and I think we should try to work together, and put everyone together from the ecosystem to make sure that this is a meaningful and a value-add program for the Greek tech ecosystem, right? And one thing that I would like to add to this caller from the Endeavor side is that we are a global organization, and we've been trying and we've been working for the Greek tech ecosystem since 2012, right? A big asset that Greece has, and we've always known that, right, is the diaspora network, right? Diaspora network, this is diaspora network. Like Laura, there are assets to Greece, and there are people who want to contribute. They want to be connected. They want to pay it forward. They want to contribute to what's happening in Greece right now. The thing is that as a global organization, we've been mapping, we've been scouting the world for Greeks who are of exceptional value, right, and exceptional level in every industry, right? And that the thing that we're seeing in AI is unprecedented, right? I mean, just to give you a few, and we intend to bring these assets, we intend to bring these people into this program as we try to use, this AI race and this AI hype for the advancement of entrepreneurship in Greece. Runway, which is a video generation company, an incredibly successful company. They just raised 300 million from General Atlantic. The founder is Greek, Anastasis Germanidis. He was born and raised in Athens. He's educated at NTUA, right? And he's now the CTO of Runway, which is one of the most successful AI companies in video generation. A few weeks ago, Reflection AI, which is another frontier level AI company, announced a $2 billion round from NVIDIA. The founder is Greek. He's Ioannis Adonoglu, born and raised in Thessaloniki. He studied at AUTH, and then he went to DeepMind, and now he's the founder of Reflection AI. The head of the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative for AI, he's Theofanis Karaletsos. He's based in San Francisco, and he's part of Endeavor. The guy who leads AI investments in Sequoia, which is perhaps the most influential VC in the world, is Konstantinos Bouler. He's Greek, and he's super bullish.
Every summer he does a Greek barbecue and only invites the Greeks, and we feel very special.
You know that, of course, right? I mean, there are so many people, right? I mean, Kostas Chalkias, the founder of Mysten Labs, one of the biggest crypto companies, cryptography companies in the world. There's so many Greeks right now, and we've been working with all of them, and we intend to bring them to this program as mentors, as supporters, as advisors, right? When we go to San Francisco, with a cohort. We're definitely going to visit all these guys. All right, so we're pretty excited.
Can I, before we maybe share a few details on the program and so on, first of all, I want to welcome Deputy Minister for Innovation, Mr. Kalafatis,
Please
who worked
stand up
with
and
us
say hi.
to make this work.
Thank you.
I do want to say two things on what Laura Panagiotis said. When we announced OpenAI for Greece, and maybe get into the details of the education part as well, we had a few Greeks from abroad reach out to us, or I saw some comments on Twitter, and they were saying, there's no way our country did this, or there's no way we're doing this, or there's no way we signed this. And the answer is yes, we did this, yes, we signed this, and yes, we can do this. It's kind of an opportunity to set off that kind of old-fashioned, pessimistic, we're not meant for this new, innovative, whatever. We did this. And in 2 or 3 years from now, when Panagiotis is on stage, maybe with another panel, the names that he'll mention are from the people who were part from the Accelerator. And who are here today, right? So I think the best thing we can do when it comes to that is the mentality shift, right? And we desperately, desperately need that. We need that in you, and we need that in you so it can affect us as a government as well. The second part I want to say here is about the education pillar, which I know it might not be of specific interest to you, but we are introducing ChatGPT to you across high schools in Greece, right? We're doing trainings for teachers and so on, but the gist of it is that children in a high school in Florina and in a public school in Athens or in Kastoria or in Livadia will have the same access to the technology, tailor-made assistants to be trained and do their homework and classes. And both of the pillars that we're working on, both entrepreneurship and education, are forward-leaning, forward-looking, and are both investing in the young talent that we have here in Greece, right? And this is the point. This is what we're trying to do this.
So let me connect the dots, because both of you are talking about stats, and I'm going to get to my stats in a second. But first of all, no founder is created at 25 or 35 or whatever age. They're created at like 12, 13, 15, when they get their hands on whatever tools. So I think it is extremely important, OpenAI for Greece and education, because if you get AI literacy and access to tools and you understand how things are built and how they're made, then you're preparing yourself for the courage to become a founder at 25. So it's extremely important having that in place, first of all. Second, let's look at Europe, because people can be negative on Europe as much as they want, but I have a lot of pride on Europe. I lead Europe, Middle East, and Africa in my job. So by the stats, in 2025 alone so far, and the year is not over if you're counting, we've had, I think, 17, maybe 18 now, unicorns in Europe. Unicorn, if you don't know, and I'm assuming everyone here knows, but for my grandfather, a unicorn is a company that is valued at $1 billion plus US dollars. Last year we had 13, the year before we had 7. So Europe is on the rise, to begin with. Second, AI founders AI founders generally tend to be technical. So having more of a technical education, which Greece itself is extremely strong at, is essential in order to get the most value out of an AI startup. Why? Because anyone can tinker with AI, but if you want to be a billion-dollar company and a unicorn, you're not just looking to vibe code, you're looking to actually create technical tools for others to not have to be technical. Then look at what's happening in Europe. We have more STEM graduates, so science, technology, engineering, and math, I believe. So more STEM graduates in Europe, and in Greece we have one of the highest averages of that than most countries in Europe itself. So more STEM graduates in Europe than the US or China. Either of them have less technical graduates. So as a whole, Europe has more power, and Greece is exceptional in that. So there is a lot of optimism that you can have within the country itself. What does that mean for the economy? In the last, I believe, like 10 years or so, in the economy, we've had 500 billion, so $500 billion, of economic value that has been created for the European economy from startups. Today alone, Revolut, which is a European fintech company, announced $75 billion in valuation. So this is not something on the side for people to tinker around and play with. This is truly something that can create jobs. There's been 3.5 million jobs created in the European economy from startups in the last 5 years. So when you're thinking about starting a company, Yes, at a low cost. Yes, at a lower risk. Yes, something that can be fun. But at the end of the day, you're raising money, you're creating opportunity, you're creating jobs, you're using your ideas, and you're creating real value for yourselves, the citizens around you that you serve, and the economy around you. You're creating jobs. This is not just a game. This is something that the government, Endeavor, and OpenAI truly believe can have lasting impact to Greece and to Europe. Because with AI today, with real-time language translation, you can build a company from wherever you are that becomes globally relevant, which was never possible before. So we're here to very much celebrate the opportunity that you're all creating and that we want to be supporting. Yes, we're going to take you to San Francisco to meet some great investors, but you don't need to be living in San Francisco. You need to be hiring the local engineers and the local graduates who are doing exceptional education, and you're going to create jobs, opportunity, economics right here in Greece for Greek citizens and everyone else around. So that's what we're
quickly
talking about.
piggyback on this
Yeah.
and ask for Laura to put her Greek hat on, which
sir.
is always on, and not her OpenAI hat on, because I do want to speak about local talent and one thing we did today with a competitor, but I think it's good competition, right? So today, one moment if I'm allowed, Greece also signed a partnership with Mistral AI, right? And one of the things we signed with them is a talent pipeline accelerator between them and the National Technical University of Athens. Starting in spring 2026, 30 outstanding STEM graduates will get a one-year paid placement in Mistral's applied AI engineer team based in Athens.
That's wonderful.
There you go. I'm just a theory, he's the practice, And again, we have to say, since Mistral is an open source model, OpenAI did launch 2 open source models in August,
course,
and a few more recently.
I'll give you the.
We cover all your bases.
I'll give the button. But the Prime Minister announced this today, and we're very happy to source local talent, and now with everything that's been happening around the world, bring them back, make them build here, hire here, develop here, and help us, create this value that Laura talked about.
And things are looking really great, right? I mean, if you have the privilege of having the general image of what's happening in Greece right now, the amount of world-class things that are happening in the ecosystem is unprecedented, right? I mean, another thing that we are doing in the talent front, right? So, because we really do need to become more competitive, and we really do need to become more sovereign, right? Columbia University just launched a global center in Athens. It's been operating only a year now. Endeavor and Columbia just launched a program which we call it From Lab to Market. We're taking from NTUA. NTUA is a great university.
Say it in Greek.
National Technical University of Athens. Thank God I could have been really embarrassed. But yeah, the National Technical University of Athens is a great university. It's producing world-class talent. I've mentioned a few entrepreneurs who are now at the forefront of what's happening globally. We're launching this program. We'll take them to, we'll bring Columbia University's professors here. We're calling it From Lab to Market. Our intention is, again, as with this program, right? We need to ensure that more researchers and more young people become entrepreneurs, and they pursue to ride this AI wave and become entrepreneurs and create world-class programs, world-class solutions. So this is another example. Going to the more technical things, the application, and I'm going to take us back home, in technical ways, because we're here to make sure that it also, this happens, this is valuable, this creates startups, right? Applications are over. Can
I ask? I love interrupting,
please.
apologies. How many here have applied to the Accelerator?
Yay.
Whoa.
Congratulations to you all.
Good.
Thank
Here.
you.
So this is the time to lobby, not my phone. Come here and talk to Vasilis and Laura, mostly, not me, for the process. But we're going to select 20 companies, right? We want this selection to be announced by December.
January.
December.
We will be interviewing a short list of candidates in December. We're going through all the data, and we want to be very thorough to be do right by all of you and do a proper process. We'll be interviewing a short list, and then by January, we will be announcing the winners.
Yeah, which is a program that's going to run for 3 months, right? It has a lot of support from OpenAI, including a lot of credits, a lot of experts.
$20,000 in API credits for all the participants.
Wonderful. And a lot of expertise, a lot of technical mentoring from OpenAI experts.
Yes, so we're going to have our applied AI technical success team, the same teams that work with the Lovables and Cursors of the world, actually give you proper insight into how best to build the architecture, how to do best system prompting, how to actually think about not just building for now, but building for the long haul and actually launching with customers globally.
Wonderful. And then Endeavor will also add, our magic of supporting entrepreneurs. Will curate mentoring and support systems around the entrepreneurs. Will make sure that they have access to investors, mentors, and markets that they want to go to. And then together, after these 3 months, we'll design a trip to San Francisco, where definitely we're going to OpenAI for sure. I hope we meet Sam Altman. I've been chasing this guy to bring him to Greece for so long. We just, this year we host Athens Innovation Summit, which is a big event happening at the Odeon of Herodes Atticus. And I think that it would be great if we can get Sam Altman to be the next one with this program. I'm putting you on the spot right now.
I'm not the one deciding. I can only give one vote, but that's it.
But we're going to take this cohort to San Francisco. We're going to design a trip there where hopefully we'll leave them equipped with not just mentoring and access to knowledge, but also access to networks to make it happen, right?
And there's one last thing I think that Laura wanted to share, which I don't think we've shared with you, Panagiotis, as well. Right? It's just a token of, I think, goodwill, among other things.
This is the government twisting my arm and telling me I have to be good. But this is when the government actually advocates for the people. So given the excellent talent that we've seen and some great applicants that we've seen, we know that only 20 can be accepted to the Accelerator who are getting 20K in credits. But for the rest of the 230, if you come and talk to me, I may be able to give you $500 in API credits in OpenAI.
So all the companies will be getting credits.
So thank you to the government for making me do this.
Thank you for the support.
You're all very much worth it.
Wonderful. Amazing. So let's, we have an amazing panel discussion downstairs. We want to make sure that we all are there, right? Arthur with the Prime Minister are going to have an open fireside chat. Come and meet us, especially those who have applied. Let's talk, let's get to know each other, and let's make sure that this program is a success. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for coming.